Couple of early birds. Question of the day, obviously, what's for lunch? I'm gonna let that question stew for a little bit. And take my first bite off camera. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The mods are here. Everybody better behave. They're gonna get you. Gonna wait till a few more people file in, and then, as you've seen in the title, I'm just gonna be giving free, unsolicited advice and answers to any questions you guys might have. All right, for the next 55 minutes, I will answer you guys' bowling questions. Probably going to prioritize questions I feel like would be useful for the majority of people. And then obviously, if someone sends one in a super chat, that one also has priority. But feel free to fire away with any questions you guys got, and we can get rocking and rolling. College True Player of the Year, it's tough because he's only cashed twice, but he's won both times. Where Bill, top 10 in almost every event except for this past week, and he's won a major. And EJ's also been in the top 5 for 4 of the last 5 shows. And then Simo's obviously up there as well. Can I drill your thing differently so I don't track over the thumb? I don't do it with reactive. Yeah, so you're going to probably track over the thumb or a little closer to your thumb with lower flaring balls in general. Like if you were to drill a plastic ball, you'd probably do the same thing as well. You can try and drill them a little bit stronger so they flare off it a little bit, but urethane balls don't flare all that much. So, because I kind of run into the same issue as well. I do catch the thumb sometimes if I'm not throwing it right, but I don't do that with reactive balls. So, it is possible, but you're probably just catching the thumb because you're coming over the top a little bit early and kind of thumb downing it. Just got to try and feel like you're staying behind it a little bit longer. Chuck, yeah, no problem, man. Savage, did your average go up by 10 pins without doing anything else? How do you personally maintain consistency within hitting the ball speed and projecting it across the lane, meaning hitting your arrow? Yeah, so consistency all comes from, one, obviously keeping your swing as straight as possible. And I'm big on starting the swing on a proper path. And 2, using your lower legs. Because if you're using your lower body, not your lower legs, your lower body. If you're using your lower body to create more of the speed and power, your swing can just freely swing. And if you start your swing online, it should be more like a pendulum. And if you use your legs, you're not as prone to use your upper body to throw the ball. You see, when you use your upper body to throw the ball, that right shoulder gets high. Like we talk about getting that right shoulder low. That right shoulder can't drop low if you feel like you're using your upper body to throw the ball. So it's all about using your legs and starting the swing on a good, straight path. Would adding axis rotation be the primary way to get your ball to come back when moving left? Or would it be better to have a ball drilled that's conducive to that area lane? It all depends what the front part of the lane is doing, right? So you would go to a cleaner ball when the front part of the lane feels like it's hooking too much for the ball that you're already throwing. Let's say it's like a phase 2 or something. You've been throwing it a couple games, been pretty good. You're moving left. You feel like it's burning up a little bit. You try and rotate it, and it just wiggles down lane. That's when you know to go to a weaker ball. If it makes it around the corner with that extra rotation, then you're fine. So it's all situational. I am incredibly skilled to offer the best coaching advice in the midst of a mukbang, and I'm also having a leftovers Italian, so no curry this week. What can you do if you're having a hard time staying behind the bowling ball with a weak wrist? Yeah, so the first thing, like, if you haven't watched the video, go watch the video. It's the how to generate easy power video. If you're able to get that right shoulder low, it's easier for you to get that elbow pointed straight, and then in turn get your hand a little more behind the ball. And as far as getting under the ball, I mean, it's just a little bit of wrist strength. Don't focus on trying to cup it too much. Just focus on trying to keep a bit of a straight angle from your arm up to your hand. So start there. Start with trying to maintain that straight angle as opposed to ending up like that. Just try and feel that straight angle there, and then work your way into cupping the ball. I am not a coach on Darren's How to Bowl site. It's not because of Darren. It's from other things. There's no drama. Don't worry. But no, I'm not a coach on there. Not a coach on there. What is the best way to maintain reaction close to out of box? You can't really, I'll be honest. I tend to pull up and to create higher backswing. Is that wrong? The more muscle you use, the more things can go wrong. I will say that. 30 pin increase? Jeez. Yeah. Thomas, Mark Piz, answer your question there. They are Korea exclusive. I just managed to get a pair via Chris Via for my birthday. How does Simon EJ get so forward? It's just maintaining that position and being able to roll it rather than people try to hook it by over rotating their arms and wrists. Looks Fuego? It is Fuego. Kyle up to 224? Sheesh. I remember when he was just a 190. Alan Edmonds. I would have to see that to really figure out what's going on there. Thumb keeps slipping out even though I've taped. You probably don't have enough forward pitch in your thumb. Go to your local pro shop operator, and if they're not helping you, go to a different one. Can't wait to be J-Rag at sectionals. Yeah, it probably won't be too hard. Darren and I, answering Matthew Deluski's question, our coaching, I don't know if our coaching styles match up, but our philosophies are very similar. Pretty much the same. Like we both learn from the same people. So 750 out of the box with the extreme. Best way to work on balance. You'll notice a lot of it comes back to that ball getting under your head. Because if the ball's outside, that's a 15-pound weight, or 14, 16 for some of you, whatever you throw. That's a heavy weight dragging you out this way. So if you're able to get under like this, I could be there forever. It's all about getting the ball as close to you as possible. T-Dub. Yeah, no J-Rag today. What's better, Ruby or Gold Label? I mean, the Ruby's going to be weaker. I'll leave it at that. Is the OG Zen still the one? Sure. How do you get a two-hander to get his hip out of the way? It's probably timing, right? So I don't know when you're talking about hip out of the way, but for like the second step or first step, if you're a four-stepper, that first step or second step should ideally come in front of the left foot if you're a righty, and then the ball should be able to drop in. You see there, right under my head. It's probably a timing thing. How long did it take me to maintain a 200 average? I mean, I started bowling when I was 6, so it probably took me 5-6 years before I started averaging 200. Poker stiff. You grip too hard because your fit is not correct. So go see your local pro shop operator or come to TV Bone Supply. We'll get that checked out for you. Because ideally, you should be squeezing more with the base of your thumb like that, like this. Straight thumb, you see, you can squeeze like that if you're creating any grip pressure at all. But when you go like this, then that's when people are like, oh, my thumb hole's too small. It's like, no, you're just making your thumb appear bigger because it's like this now instead of like this. And, that's where you get into a lot of trouble. Advice for timing? Tend to get too fast. That's a very broad question. Try again. How do I get an up coordinate on my PAP? Why would you want one? Any tip to average 275 consistently? You should probably focus on averaging 175 consistently before you get to 275. Can I explain how I target for the first ball? Yeah. So this is how I target for every ball. So me, I'm going to figure out where I want the ball to get to down lane. So how far down lane I want it to get before it starts hooking and where laterally on the boards, right? So I'm going to go there. I'm going to figure out where I want to get to, and then I'm going to draw a straight line down through the arrows. That's where I'm going to target. And then I'm going to draw a straight line down and figure out where my laydown point needs to be. And then I personally know that I'm going to be about 6 or 7 left of that laydown point. And that's how I figure out where I'm standing, and that's how I figure all out. Can you work at our pro shop? We probably won't pay, but you can come hang out, I guess. How do you let pressure not get you? Sorry, swallowing me, Paul. Pressure, it's all in the mind, right? If you maintain a good process, a consistent process every shot, it shouldn't matter as far as pressure. So whether it's the first shot of a big tournament or it's a shot to win the U.S. Open, you go through that same process, right? So it's, getting your towel the same way, wiping your ball off, wiping your shoe. You do it every time. And that brings your mind back to a consistent place. Do I look at the laydown point? I personally look at like those dots that are 6 feet in front when I release the ball. I'm one of those. I drag my eyes down. It's just easier to hit a target that's closer to me. Kind of like golf, having an intermediate target. It's kind of what I do. Most people are not 5x1 up, for example. People are everywhere. Working in a pro shop, I've seen people everywhere. So don't be too concerned about where your PAP is. It is what it is. You just drill balls based off it. Will Darren have to bowl tour trials if he doesn't make it top 43? Yep. Have I ever thought of doing drilling seminars or classes? I don't think I'm really qualified to do those. I just know how to do it. Um, whether I do it to the best of or in a very fundamental manner, I don't know. I was also taught by someone that just worked in a pro shop, never really went to a class. So I probably am not the best person to learn from in a classroom setting. But I mean, Jalen can attest to what he has or hasn't learned from us. When's the next M&M challenge? I don't know when the next M&M challenge is, but I will tell you guys later this week, Tang v Tang is returning. All right. Tang v Tang is returning, likely coming out either Friday or Saturday. Be on the lookout. It's a hot one, but we're back. For a two-handed bowler, would it be ideal for your sliding foot to end straight to the pins or at an angle? I think for everybody, it is ideal for your foot to slide straight because when you don't slide straight, right? I can't get my feet in the frame, but when you don't slide straight, you slide crooked, your knee ends up getting obliterated on the side here. I don't know anatomy or anything, but that's how you get messed up knees. Am I bowling open championships? I am bowling open championships. I have no idea what I'm using as far as an arsenal. I have a Tour Dynamics at Darren's house, which is probably going to end up going. Um, debating between what urethane ball I want to bring, and after that, no clue. The Idol Cosmos, the pin and palm Idol Cosmos likely will go as well. Torn rotator cuff and bicep surgery on November 22nd. That's the day before my birthday. Tips to get back into a proper swing. Like I said earlier, it's all about just initiating the swing in a proper direction, right? A lot of amateurs, you find them doing this to get the ball around them. You want to go straight and then let that crossover step allow that right leg to get out of the way and then you can drop the ball straight. A lot of people like to just go 1, 2, and then they're all jacked up back here, and then the upper body, the right shoulder gets high. It's all bad. So focus on starting your swing the right way. T-Dub, yeah. So I do lessons exclusively on Saturday at 3 o'clock, and that's it. So if you guys want to plan for that, you guys could send TV Bowling Supply an email. That's where we do most of our scheduling at tvbowlingsupply@gmail.com. We get you figured out. Johnny A, I will say a brace it'll help your wrist not break, so your rev rate's not super low, but it'll also limit how much you can cup it or generate. So it puts like a ceiling on how much power you can generate. So me, I like to personally get people out of the brace as much as possible. Goots, you're capped off at a 200 average, not feeling like you're getting any better. Make more spares. I guarantee you, you're not making every spare. The base of the thumb hole fits right, but inside feels loose. So what? Like this part fits, but down here is too loose. Is what I'm guessing you're saying. If that's what you're saying, there are things that you can have done to your thumb hole, like we call the meat flap, where you drill it to the size of the bottom, and then once you get to the top of the hole, you drill a little bit bigger to fit the base. A lot of things you do. You could also put tape really low down in the hole as well. I'll be honest, guys, I'm skipping a lot of questions because they're not very broad. Or yeah, I want to answer more of the broad questions so everybody gets something from it. Here we go. Your brother uses a wrister and he struggles to stay behind the ball. Is this a piece of equipment hurting him more than helping him? He comes out of the ball completely on the side. How people finish the release? Yeah. So that wrister is actually not going to really help you stay behind the ball. What the wrister does, it stops you from doing this, but it's also going to stop you from doing this, which is where you want to get to if you want to generate big power. And since you can't do the cup and uncoil with the wrister on, the only way you're going to create revolutions and rotation is by doing this. So I don't like wristers. Over under 230 average for the cut this week in Delaware. It'll be close. It'll be another high scoring affair. I guarantee. A close up of my bowling thumb, like that. It doesn't look much like a bowling thumb anymore because I don't bowl that much, but there it is. Local pro shops do not check PAP when drilling balls. How important is this? It's very important. Like if a pro shop operator is just putting a pin in a general area, that could be a 3-inch pin for some people. It could be a 5-inch pin for some people, and from 3 inches to 5 inches, you're going to get completely different, ball reactions. And by the way, 267 of you guys in here, thank you very much. But why are there only 23 likes? All right, I'm just going to throw that out there. Let's see, where were we? Any hopes for another 6 YouTube Bowlers Challenge vlogs? Yeah, I think we'll probably make it happen again. I also brought up to Darren if he was ever thinking about doing a YouTube bowling championships. But there's just not a ton of YouTube bowlers out there, so we'll figure it out. We're always looking ahead and looking to be better. Does Chris do lessons? He does, only in the off season though. Unless you're one of his regulars, then he'll find time to do it. But he's in tournament mode right now. Hoodie is fire. This hoodie is fire. Find it on EFX, efx.co. Link is going to be down in the description. It probably isn't right now because this is live. But use code MITA for 10% off at checkout. They got this in blue, like the navy. They have it in black. I think like a light gray and a red as well. This is the drip hoodie. So get your drip. Yeah, we sell balls, and we sell and drill balls for people in other states. We just need their measurement. When you release, are you meant to break the wrist from a cupped position? Yeah. So it'd be really impossible for you to release the ball if you stayed cupped through all the way, right? Because the thumb's got to come out first. So you come from here, powerful cupped position, and then thumb comes out, uncoiling the wrist. Bam. That's what it is. That's what it does. Ooh, some Chinese. How does one determine the best lateral pitches? There's some. I think everybody has different philosophies and such. Me, I like to try and get it as natural to the way your hand sits as possible. So personally, for me, I have an eighth left, so an eighth this way, going this way. And in my balls, I also have an eighth forward, which would get me going this way, which is a very natural position for my hand. But I also have some thumbs that are just 0 and not an eighth forward, so I'm either about here or here. What is your ideal advice for how many hours of practice a bowler needs a day? You practice until you feel like you're going through the motions. When you start going through the motions, then you should just quit. Where is TV Bowling Supply? TV Bowling Supply is in Columbus, Ohio, located inside of Holiday Lanes, 4589 East Broad Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43213. First 300. Let's clap for that. Pitches do change a lot for two-handers. We find that a lot of two-handers don't have enough reverse pitch in their fingers. So if you don't have enough reverse pitch, right, your hand's going to sit in the ball like this, and you're going to have this big space here, like under your fingers. And you're going to end up pushing the ball with your palm if you don't have enough reverse pitch, right? It's going to be hard for you to stay behind the ball. But if you have more reverse pitch, your hand's going to sit more like that, and you're going to be able to roll the ball from your hand a little bit easier. Having issues leaving 10 pins, make the usual adjustment and move a board right or back. And I have been. So that is the wrong way to go. You're typically leaving 10 pins. Most lead bowlers leaving 10 pins because your ball is burning up. It's hooking too early. What you need to do is you actually need to move a little bit left and maybe throw it a little bit softer so your ball is retaining a little more energy through the oil before it hooks down lane. You're going to create a little more entry angle. You're going to throw more strikes. Your average is going to go up. There you go, Senior Fluffy. Any tips for maintaining focus? Process. Have a process. Keep doing the process. Don't stop doing the process. Be in the process. Brant, my weekend was good. You're working on the yo-yo motion and you can't figure it out, go watch my release video, and that'll teach you a lot. Matt Live TV, I'd have to see. It's a very specific case, and I'd have to see. How do I like the new reality check? You mean the harsh reality? Hooks a lot. I like it. Hello from the Philippines. How behind am I on chat? Pretty behind, huh? Are Darren and I doing Lucky Larson this year? I don't know if he is, but I likely am not. I'll be here a lot. I'm not bowling too much, so. Do I hold clinics? I do not, but we may do some as far as like me, Chris, and Darren at some point, maybe. Don't know yet though. Thomas Birmingham. Yeah, there are a ton of YouTube bowlers, just not that many that are good. Like, I don't think that'd be entertaining if we were bowling against. I'm not going to name any names, but YouTube bowlers that aren't very good. And then there's me, Darren, Packy, Chris. Um, all of us just beating their brains in. I don't think that'd be very entertaining. Maybe it would be. You guys let us know. What's my go-to ball type on a burned up Sunday afternoon? I don't bowl on Sunday afternoons, so my go-to ball type is Titleist Pro V1 X. I find it hard to go from cupped to uncupped at my normal speed and tend to get too much on the side of it. Any tips? Yeah, so you can try starting with some foul line drills, some no steps, really getting the feel of staying behind it. A lot of people, I tell them to practice actually throwing it dead straight, tumble it dead up the back, so they get the feeling of their hand staying behind it. Darren said he'd restart. If he could restart, he'd do two-handed. Would I do the same? Absolutely. Would natural loft come from fitment being too tight or just holding the ball too long? Could be both. Is there any way to help find your PAP without an armadillo or a core scale? You could just throw shots and put a piece of tape on the side of the ball and then keep moving it until it gets in the right spot. Steven Peterson, I hate to break it to you, but this is actually from squeezing. It used to be a lot worse, but ever since I've changed my fit quite a few years ago, it has gone away. But some days, I actually did bowl yesterday when I don't wear tape and don't make sure my thumb is feeling as tight as it can be. I get the burn. It comes back a little bit. So CDB was right. You are squeezing. Don't think you're not. Most all amateurs do squeeze. No, they're not retiring any of my jerseys off of VFX. I'm still on staff, still on their national staff. They are very gracious in letting me keep that position. So the initial D jersey will be on there. Would I say symmetrical balls are more forgiving if your release varies at times versus asymm balls? Nope. That is all predicated on the ball reaction and the ball matching up. There aren't any balls that are more consistent when you miss than others. Just ones that match up. For rev dominant players, use just longer pin to PAPs for less flare or max flare. Probably more specifically, longer pin buffers to get them to transition smoother. Jalen, just know that I'm bypassing your comment right now. Hello from China. Should you switch to one-handed, currently a two-hander, but you lack wrist strength? No. Learn DMC. There you go. Maybe you've had good ball drillers, but I'm a two-hander, and I've never been able to really notice the difference when drillers make a change my pitches. That might be a little more of an indictment on you as a bowler and how good or not good your feel is. Don't want to insult you, but I kind of do. I like roasting people. So. Mental regimen, getting ready for league, tourneys, etc. I like to make sure I'm fueled well. Make sure you're going in with an open mind. Anything can happen. And just focus on that process. The best way to create free hook on any condition / surface is to go watch my release video. Does a correctly fitted thumb hole make the exit easier, as it will prevent you from knuckling it? A correctly fitted thumb hole will fix a lot of things. Mary bowls really well. She bowled in college. She did bowl NCAA for a couple of years before she decided she hated it. How would Dill harsh reality check for minimum oil? Dill harsh reality? It's been a while since you got your PAP checked. How often do you recommend getting your PAP measured, or at least know when to get it measured? Once or twice a year, maybe? You're Japanese. Cool. Oh, guys, by the way, we're getting new TV Bowling Supply spare balls. They look different. Well, they're a different color. They're cool. Guys, I'm not doing ball wrecks. So, you know. Matthew Deluski said you'd be suited for a Pearl ASIM. Attention star, virtual energy blackout. Do I like Dom Barrett swing? I do like Dom Barrett swing. Having pain in your ring finger mid joint, is that from the ball or bowling too much? That is from your fit, not fitting very good. Do you press the back of your thumb in the hole to not squeeze? Tips for new bowler? No. So what I do is I like to get my thumb fitting, snug and correctly, so I don't have to squeeze at all. A lot of it also has to do with the pitches or the angle of the hole. You don't know what pitch means, so make sure you're going into your local pro shop guy, and really getting that dialed in. Thoughts on the new idol? It's fantastic. Hello from Singapore. I love Singapore. Would like to go back again. You were forward pitch as a two-hander? That's tragic. See, you're in 5/8 now. There you go. Fighting for your life on the toilet. Don't let the toilet win. That's all I'll say. Would you read Mind Gym in middle of a stepladder match to guarantee victory? I'd do anything to guarantee a victory. Any spare shooting tips? Have a system. Do it consistently. Do it every time. I want to start a mobile drilling on the side. Do you think it would work? Probably not. Who manufactures the TV bonus fly spare balls? We get them from On the Ball. Did I bowl states? I bowl states in April. You bowling the doubles tournament in Cbus on March 3rd? Didn't know there was one. Man, talk too much. My food's getting cold. Should you bowl one-handed no thumb or just go two-handed? Without being biased, which two-handers form on the PBA do I like the most? Simo. How many balls do you usually? How many games do you usually get out of a ball before replacing it? Depends. If it keeps rolling good, keep throwing it. Is it okay to use a mix of 14 and 15 pounds? You should probably use the same weight for consistency's sake. New to using your thumb. You should just take it out. But if you're insistent on using your thumb, yeah, either the pitch or the shape of your thumb is not good. Have I been to Japan? No, but I would love to go. Tips for fits for short, stubby thumbs. Short thumbs, you could probably afford to go forward in the thumb pitch just to keep it in there a little longer. And as far as stubby, just make it a little bigger. Oscar, hello from Peru. Um, yeah, proper thumb fit will help you not squeeze the ball. Having trust that it's going to hold on without you having to hold on to it, very big. How the fuck can you get reverie like me? Go watch the release video that came out like 3 weeks ago. Would you say bowling with tilt is better than without tilt? Some are better than others in certain situations. You sent the link. Is it scratch and does it pay a lot? If it's in Columbus, it either probably doesn't pay a lot or it probably isn't scratch. No idea. What's your advice on an effortless downswing? Having a good fit, not squeezing the ball, and just letting it drop. How does tilt affect ball motion? Yeah, so higher tilt, which is going to be your balls laying down a little more, spinning like a top. It's going to skid down and lay a little bit further. It's probably not going to be as violent of a motion when it changes. Lower tilt, and you know the opposite. It's going to hook a little bit earlier, and when it hits friction, it's going to be a little more violent. Which alleys do I like the most in Columbus? Depends what you're talking about. Like, which ones do I think I could strike the most at? There's like if I bowled league at a bowling center in Columbus, which one do I think I can average the highest in? Feeder, you're probably one more comment from getting banned from this chat. Just letting you know. I leave it up to the mods whether they ban somebody or not. How can you lower your track? Does it make a difference? It does, but I'm a big proponent of just embracing what you got and working with it. Yes. Which houses do I feel like I can average the highest in? Either the Palace or HP. Yo, Kyle hit him with the 302nd timeout. Yeah, HP or the Palace. They all let their arm drop, Jordan. There's a difference between letting the arm drop and hitting it, right? None of them are pulling down on it. I guarantee you. You're surprised I said HP? It's because I subbed at HP a lot, and I bowled effortlessly high scores there with many different bowling balls. There was one week I was turning 578. When you get a new ball drill, how can you tell if it's pin up or pin down? If the pin is above your fingers, it's pin up. If it's below your fingers, it's pin down. Apathy, you kind of just pick them up any way you can. I don't really care if it's a spare ball or you throw a reactive straight. You want truth bombs now that I'm not on tour? I'm not going to reveal that truth bomb. Other ones I might reveal, but not that. I'm not just going to throw people under the bus. What does a proper two-handed fit feel like? Your PSO guys are one-handed boomers. You kind of get enough reverse pitch, I feel like, to where your ball or your hand sits in the ball kind of, naturally rather than that. So for most people, like in here, we get them at least like 3/8 reverse, if not more. Why is your track clipping your thumb hole on some shots? Because you're probably what we call thumb downing it. Your elbow's probably coming out a little early, and you're kind of just going boosh instead of keeping the elbow in and really rolling it off your hand. Longtime amateur bowler hit 600 in league. Let's go. Woo! I'm assuming that's a good score for you. But we're going to clap. If you're trying different layouts, how many times can you re-drill / replug a ball until you should buy a new one? Till it stops rolling good, I guess. .256 high. Let's go. Although that means the other two games weren't very good, but it's all right. Best advice for youth bowlers to attract college coaches. Go out and bowl as much as you can. Keep your head down and just bowl those events. Show good sportsmanship, professionalism, and just do your thing. You got to get out there. Blisters on the top of your fingers when you bowl. You should probably check your foot. Uh-oh, who's here? Uh-oh, there he is.
Who's at my house? Who's at my house?
Your house?
Yes. But you got that dang on thing put on. I thought it was buy some. Get some red super glue. You got to have some glue. That was cut.
Yeah, you need like a Gorilla Glue or something. Or it tells you what kind of adhesive you need on the bag.
Yeah, but they usually come in home. When they start cutting and cut like that. What we bought before was all together.
Well, you got to cut them to the size of it.
That's the bull crap. You made that word take you through, boy, I'm going to get some of that crazy glue. I know you're going to get it now. You got to stop it somewhere. But that glue there ain't going to hold it.
You shooting 800 today or what?
Huh?
You shooting 800 today or what?
Will be here today?
Are you going to shoot 800 today?
Oh, shit. I ain't voting for a week, Mikey.
So, yeah.
My beggar come in yesterday on a cane. You didn't see him? He come in yesterday.
I saw him on Thursday limping.
Yeah, what the hell? I ain't voting for a week. I don't know what was today.
No.
I'm trying to get out of the ball now. I'm scared, really. We'll see.
When letting it drop, is there some aspect of curling the elbow? What I like to visualize is you're at the top of the swing, feeling that inside elbow bone right there, kind of coming in a little on you. And what that's going to do, it's going to drive your hand getting to the inside. That's where most people are unable to get. Is there ever a time when it's open for pros to throw whatever ball they want without getting in trouble? Nope. Your TV bowling supply shirt fits like it was made for you? That's right. Check it out. Down in the comments. TV bowling supply merch. Single best piece of advice for everyone at every level. Make your spares. Can I say that? Trust me, you do not want that guy taking over the stream and telling old stories. You won't understand anything he's saying. You're like, any advice on trying not to turn the ball early? Watch the release video. Which tournament was harder, Coldwater or the U.S. Open? Depends which U.S. Open. Depends which year of Coldwater. Why do you roll symmetric balls better than asymmetrical? There's a couple of reasons. One, you're either you're matching up better with symmetrics, or two, you're an absolute nutcase. One of the two. Hardest pattern I've bowled on. Might be one of the U.S. Open patterns. 37-foot flat is probably the one. Did I enjoy my short time being a two-hander? Who said I stopped? Who said I stopped? How do you lower your arm swing? Stop pulling up. Just let it drop after you push away. He does sound like the Cookie Monster. He sounds like he has cookies in his mouth at all times. Like, are symmetric balls better for playing more right and asymmetric for the left? It would actually kind of be the opposite, but it's all situation based. Asymmetrics are going to try and go straighter a little bit faster. That's kind of what it means for to get your ball to hook, is to get your ball from axis rotation to no axis rotation. So take that for what you will. Positive and negative thumb and pitch and thumb. I mean, there's no positive and negative. There's like forward and reverse. So forward would go more up like that. Reverse would go down like that. I can't really bend that way, but down like that. Left for right-handers would be away from the palm, and right would be towards the palm. Obviously, the laterals would be flipped. Obviously, right would be that way for lefties. Left would be palm. Is Darren gonna make match play in Middletown? Yeah, because we drilled him a special hybrid with the YJ special. A good spare shooting system for someone going from hooking at it to throwing spare straight. You just got to find a spot that's comfortable for you, and then you do that. You find a spot that's comfortable for your 10 pin, and then the way to adjust from a 10 pin to a 6 pin is you keep the same target. You just move your feet free to the right, and it should hit the 6 pin. It's all about comfort and confidence when it comes to spare shooting. If I buy the Optimum Idol from you, which is me, will I sign it? Sure. Seems like a waste of a ball, though. If SBI were to do another ball update like the Optimum Idol, what would I want? UFO alert! Message retracted. It was just hi. I was going to say hi, but you retracted the message, so I'm not going to say hi. Can't seem to get my fourth out of 5 step to go straight or in front. I always step off to the right, and then my slide comes in at an angle. Any tips without seeing it? Hard to say without seeing it. Is there something to think about with your hips when you are trying to shoot spares straight but opposite of your handedness? So left side for righties? Yeah, so pretty much what I do, I actually just stand on the left side of the lane and shoot my left side spares now because I had that problem with going across the lane. 0 val angle was suggested for my next urethane. So I believe a 0 val angle is the same as like a 0-inch pin buffer. So what that's going to do, it's going to get the urethane to straighten out as quickly as possible, which is kind of what you want. Happy Monday, Sam B. I hope you have a great one. You're averaging 650 in league? Man, that's a lot of score. I thought the maximum was 300. All right, guys, got time for one more good question. So if you guys got one, you let me know. Otherwise, I'm wrapping up. I'm going to do something productive. Are these gray hairs due to fatherhood? Probably. They are pretty apparent, aren't they? Astrophysics 2? No idea what that is. It is underrated how many games these guys bowl each week. People just don't understand. It's a good day to have a good day. It's always a good day to have a good day. Think Troop is in for a big year. He already has a big year. He has a U.S. Open and another title so far. He's won 33% of the events so far. Do I like German food? I like all food. 54 games of qual used to be the norm back in your day, but yeah. But I also guarantee you guys weren't moving around on the lane as much as the guys are today. Sorry, it's my attack on the boomers. Savage. For you, when do you bowl Open Championships? Because if you bowl after we do, then I can just tell you what it's going to be like. 86,000 seconds. That's tough. Open championships. I mean, you bring your controllable balls. Oh, you bowl before we do. Oh, tragic. I mean, you're probably gonna bring your urethane ball. You gotta have your big slow ball. You just gotta have that variety. The mods get on it. That's why we hire them. We pay them the big bucks. All right, guys. One more question. We'll take one more question, and then I'm gone. One more question. Going once. Going twice. Biggest tip for consistency? That's not a good question. Going 3 times. Going 4. Blades or cavities? I mean, I play cavities. Kind of. Alrighty, and sold. We are tuning out. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a big time stream, guys. A lot of you guys in here. Thank you guys so much for all the love. And we'll be back next Monday. But until then, we've got a couple videos coming out this week. And we also, that's about it. A couple videos coming out this week. Until Monday, I'll see ya. If not, you know where to find me. Monday through Saturday, TV Bone Supply. Come see me. I'll see ya.